Hey, excuse me, I may be clearing my throat here and there throughout this recording, so I apologize for that. Don't know what's going on, can't stop it, so I must keep going anyway. So I'm going to show the Weight Watchers app and also the Weight Watchers Scale app. You can see them on my home screen, middle row to the left side, the blue circle icons. So let's go to the Weight Watchers mobile app first. It generally doesn't take this long. Yeah, I don't know why it took that long. Here we go. So this is a home screen that you'll see when you pull it up. You'll automatically see how many daily points you have. That will adjust down as you lose weight, of course. You're not going to start off with the same amount of points at one weight than you will when you lose more weight. You'll also be able to see that once you start calculating stuff in, or not calculating, but once you start adding items in terms of your breakfast, lunches, or dinners, or any snacks, they will get deducted from your daily points and move to your daily used on the numbers on the right. The numbers on the left from your daily points are your weekly remaining. Those are your bonus points. So points that you have when you go over, let's say 3 days out the week, you went over a little bit on your daily points. Whatever number those are, it'll get subtracted from your weekly fluff points, if you will. Or cheat points, however you want to look at it. Another way to use those points, those 42 points, is you could save them, for a whole cheat day if you want. And there's other ways that you can get extra bonus points. I'll go through that in a minute. Apart from your daily or your weekly fluff points. So here you can see Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is highlighted in blue because that's what today is. And then Friday, if I had items marked inside of these would identify a little bit different. I think it would have either a completed circle, completed blue circle that I've tracked that day, and I'm almost certain that's what it is, or it'll have a round blue circle around it. But I want to say the circle fills in solid blue. When you have a good day, let's say on Sunday or Saturday, I did log in information for 31 points. Saturday would actually turn solid blue, as well as if I filled within 31 points on Sunday, it would turn solid blue. Let's say on Monday, I went over 31 points. Let's say I ate 43 points or 45 points worth of stuff. It actually wouldn't be solid blue because I exceeded for that day. So I didn't hit my target. And I'll show you how that shows up somewhere else on the app as well. But this is essentially your weekly tracker, your weekly progress in terms of where you are with how well you are doing with staying on points. So back to Thursday. So here you see you can log in your breakfast, lunch, dinner, your snacks at any point, and how much water you've been drinking. Of course, we all need more water. And then below, it's just, some things that you can click on, some tips or just some general information, as well as some social stuff and recipes. Anything that Weight Watchers is trying to promote. One of the good things is at the bottom of this, You can access where you can get to recipes if you want to look up how to make something, and they also include what points those are worth or serving. Any restaurants that you're curious about, 0 point foods. I am doing the blue, as you can see here. More about blue. I'm doing the blue Weight Watchers plan. When you set up a Weight Watchers, you will have the option whether you want blue, green, or whatnot, and they will tell you, what you can have more of or what your limitations are. And then as well as Weight Watchers snacks and tools, so you can purchase things through Weight Watchers if you choose to. So let's take a quick look at recipes. So I don't have any that I created or any that I favorited because I generally don't use this. But if you're somebody that cooks at home, this is a good tool to use. You can look up recipes of any kind, or just look at ones that are featured. And some popular recipes. So also sweets and grilled, anything. These probably change throughout the day or the season or the year. More than likely that is the case, but you can see there's a lot of things and lots of options for if you are interested in making stuff yourself instead of going out to eat in a COVID environment. So you can keep scrolling through that. That's just to show you how that is, and you can also explore stuff. So let's say broccoli rice casserole. So here there are 2 broccoli rice casserole recipes here, and it'll tell you how many points there are, how long it takes you to make them, and gives you the description with ingredients and your instructions, and also so it shows you some similar things. Hopefully that notification doesn't keep popping up during this. I feel like it might though, so excuse me for that. So that's if you look under recipes. You can look up anything you want. Restaurants, you can look up by restaurant name or smart points. Let's do restaurant name. They have them alphabetized here. And my go-to, which is it just is. I'm from the South, so Chick-fil-A. So maybe just curious at their menu, what you would get normally versus what you should get moving forward. You can see how many points things cost. So look at this, that 13 points. That's just their waffle fries for regular size fries that comes with your meal. And if you consider that I have 31 points a day, I might not should eat those, right? Or if I eat those, I probably shouldn't eat anything else, right? Or drink anything but water. So also they do include how much sauce, counts. Because sauces do count when you're doing a plan like this. Sauces count always, just as well as your beverages do. Chick-fil-A iced tea, a large, or no, not even a large, but just with the kid size is a 4-point item. You don't dare want to see what the large looks like, because that's what I get most of the time. So you could select these from here and you would be able to add them. So let's say a Chick-fil-A 8 count and you want to track that, you can press track. And here you would change whether you had it for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or if it was a snack for you, you could do that. And let's say if you didn't eat them all because they're 6 points, maybe you didn't have 6 points that you could give, you could change, instead of 8 nuggets, you could change it to 7, or let's say you ate half, and then you get the point difference. And let's say you could choose set, and I have 4 for lunch, and you could select that, and that will update into my meal, which we'll go back and see. But your restaurants you can explore, they have tons and tons of chains, as you saw. You don't necessarily have to go this route because this is the long route in my opinion. But yeah, you can see Weight Watchers keeps up with a lot of that. So now we see that I added the Chick-fil-A nuggets, half of an 8 count actually. So I have 4 of those 8 nuggets. And let's say I want to add something else. Maybe some grilled nuggets. So I have the option for whatever. You can see more if it's not exactly what you're looking for. But let's say I got the 8 count grilled nuggets instead. I want to track that. And I'm actually going to delete these. You can just remove the item anytime that you add something by mistake somewhere. And let's say I did my Chick-fil-A sweet tea, because sweet tea is the liquid gold of the South. So the large sweet tea is 10 points. Ha! That's where all my points went. So instead of doing that, because I'm trying to lose weight and I don't want to waste all my calories on just a drink, make my calories count, I'm actually going to half that, because I get half sweet and half unsweet now. And so I still get a large, but I get half sweet tea. So I want to cut that in half. So now you see for my lunch right now I have 5 points. Let's say I got also side salad. That is 3 points for the salad, with no dressing, mind you. So we're going to have to add our dressing. Everything matters. I shouldn't have deleted the Chick-fil-A out of that. Let's see, I like the apple cider vinaigrette. Let's see if it's gonna... There it is. 9 points for a whole packet. I actually don't use a whole packet, so I'm going to change that to half a pack, because that's about how much dressing I use in any salad that I eat, be it a large or a side. Dressings count, sauces on your sandwiches count, drinks count. So you have to be mindful of all of that. So for lunch, if I had grilled nuggets, which are 0 points, grilled chicken of any kind is 0 points, just as much as eggs are also 0 points. That tea is my heavy hitter here, so as well as that dressing. So if I had no tea and I had water instead and no dressing, fat chance, my total lunch cost would not be much. So we could see that, and we see that 13 daily used is what I entered in for my lunch only, and I have 18 remaining for the day. I'm finding that I'm not hungry for breakfast, so I don't really have anything generally for breakfast. I really start my meal with lunch, which is intermittent fasting, which you can do by choice if you want to. But know your body, listen to your body. So if you're hungry for breakfast, definitely eat something. So anytime you add things, they get deducted. Let's say for dinner, let's say Zaxby's. Oh. Zaxby's Cobb salad. My mom likes that. And people think that's very healthy, but it's also 14 points. So don't be fooled by if you think just because it's a salad isn't a salad. It's all about everything that goes in it. So just be mindful of that. So if you eat this from Zaxby's, if you love Zaxby's, you might want to eat half that salad instead. And it would be 7 points. Or some variation of that. Actually, let's just check and see. Instead of getting one order, you ate half of that order. Yep, 7 points. So we're going to put that back at 1. I'm trying to get to a point here. So I have 4 points left. Of course, I haven't eaten any of this today. This is just for example. Let's say for breakfast we did McDonald's. How about that? Sausage biscuit. Something simple. Oh, I actually just want a regular sausage biscuit. Well, how about maybe sometimes I actually might do a big breakfast. With the hot cakes. Ooh, look at that. 45 points. That's over the amount of points that I get in one day, in one meal. Also for the one with the biscuit. But let's just say the hot cakes. With the hot cakes. Now, so we've added that mega meal. And now clearly I've gone over my daily points. And I've also eliminated down my weekly points from 42 to 1 point. And I've used 72 points in one day. If anybody eats like this in one day, you can definitely see why you would gain weight if you did that on a regularly or semi-regularly basis. So let's just take that out because, like I said, I really don't eat breakfast because I'm just not hungry. Now we're back on a positive street here. So, and then let's say for snacks, let's say I had some red seedless grapes. Because I do eat that. Fruits and vegetables are generally free. And normally I eat about a cup worth instead of a 3/4 cup. Well, not 1 3/4 though. And track that. So I would have ended the day with only 4 points remaining. And now you see that Thursday is a solid blue because I stayed well within my points, even with some left over. Now, with your points left over, there's a thing that you can manage with that. Like if you don't hit your points within a day, you can either roll those points over or they just go away. In addition to that, let's say your activity. Let's say any activity that you add, let's say walking. Let's say you walked and you did about a medium intensity walk, and you're going to add about how long? Let's just say 45 minutes. You could track that activity, and it'll tell you about, with that activity, about how many points you've given yourself back. So, and as you add stuff, it'll add this information here if you do this on a daily, which is a positive thing to do. It's well encouraged. And you can look at it to, let's say you want to do a little extra food, that day. Oh, if I just go walk 45 minutes, I get 4 points back. So I can have that little thing that's going to, take me over and still be within my balance. So that means that I actually would have 8 if I had it set up that way instead of 4, but I don't have it set up that way. Any exercise, the way I have my Weight Watchers set up, is any exercise that I do and any points I gain back from that, it's just there. It's not for me to use. I just see that as I did something good for myself today. Not so much as, oh, I want to be able to eat those points instead. No, I don't really want to eat those points. I just want to have worked out that day. So, but if you wanted to eat those points, you could set that up to do that. So if you worked out for 2 hours or an hour and a half, whatever those points that you would get, you could actually eat that, and it won't affect your daily. It'll add to your daily points instead. So that's that. The bar scanner up here, if you're in the grocery store, you have foods at home like a can of Progresso soup or Campbell's soup, and you want to scan that, you could do that, and it'll automatically input that for you, and you can select what meal that is for. And then I think there's something else. You can add, or you could calculate something yourself. So let's say that there's a new food on the market that actually has a barcode scanner, and the Weight Watchers isn't picking it up yet. You can go to the calculator and add that yourself. You would enter in the required information, and it would create the food, and you would give that food a name, and it would also calculate how many points it is, and you can track that. Once you give it a name, it'll go under as such and such, whatever it's named, created by you, and anytime you want to eat that thing again, you won't have to recalculate it. It'll just come up as your history because you've called it something. You just have to type it in what it's called. So this is a quick way to add some information. I never really use that or have a need to use that. So I think that explains this overall. 0 Point Foods, with the type of program I'm on, I can look up whatever I want to eat. If I went over and I'm hungry, what can I eat that's not going to cost me anything, that's not going to hurt me across my points? So tons of fruits and vegetables. Clearly this thing is updating as I'm scrolling along. Apparently they've added a lot of stuff that I haven't clicked on this ever, so it's updating from when it last